Hey guys, so we are going live right now. What we're doing is the No One Left Behind challenge. Where did you go here? Let me try to figure this thing out. Um, I'm here with a bunch of really cool people. You can see them all right here from Sub 2. And what we're doing is we're calling higher equity on market deals and seeing if we can negotiate some form of creative finance deals. So, anyway, we're going to keep this open for the next 2.5 hours. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to pop them in.
Very rarely we'll see cash there. But these are the notes that you can put in yourself, okay? I added another tab in your sheet. You'll notice it'll say agent notes. And what's gonna happen is after I send out, I'm already getting some responses. So if an agent replies to a specific LOI, I'm gonna put the response of the agent in your sheet. And that way it's a warm lead, and you'll see that over here on this side. The Zillow links, you guys just have to go to Zillow.com, pull up your address and put in the link here. That's also a quick, you wanna put that in there for the closer so they don't have to go search for it themselves. They can just click and get more information on the property there, okay? If you have an appointment to make, that's gonna go here. Date, time. Date added means like if I talk to a lead today and I made an appointment for next week, it was added today. So they know when the appointment was made and maybe how long it's been sitting there. Okay. So what I was talking about with the closers, when you guys go to status over here, can you guys hear me okay? All right, just making sure. When you go to status over here, once you set an appointment, you're gonna do appointment for closer, and that's gonna send Michael and Mike and Nick, if he's doing closing calls for us, it's gonna send them a direct message stating that you have an appointment for them, okay? If you guys have calendars, Michael and Mike, I need those links. If you have a Calendly, everybody can basically look on that. I can implement it for you guys, and they can set an appointment, and you guys don't have to worry about when you're gonna call them. If you want me to do that, just tell me. I definitely helped keep my closer organized last challenge. Because otherwise people are slacking him or they're texting him and saying, hey, can you call this person right now? Hey, can you call this person at 2? And it kind of became like, there's messages everywhere and it was not very organized. So if you have a calendar, whether it's on Google or Calendly, just give me the link and I can input it on their sheet and they can look it up and see what your availability is, and that way they can just schedule off your all's calendars, if that's helpful. All this information to the right is the information that I'll be inputting for you guys. So it's the same thing that I have on my blaster. Address, everything regarding the property, interest rate, balance, asking price, the agent's information. So the only extra thing you might see in your sheet is another email address. If I get a response from an agent and they respond to me with a different email, I'm gonna put it right next to this other email. But you have access to all the LOIs, so you can see exactly what was sent to your lead. Okay? And really, a lot of these numbers are not gonna matter for you guys, it's mostly for the closers. But just so you have all of the property information, the agent's information. So particularly, if I leave an agent note, you guys need to call those leads right away. Okay, sense of urgency is everything. So if they respond to us, you definitely want to get in touch with them, specifically if they're interested. I just got a message earlier today from an agent saying that they thanked me for what I sent and they're gonna present it to the seller. I would call that person right away and see what the situation is and what we can do to help them.
Valerie, what's the notification system when you get a lead in? Are you emailing it to the newbie? Are you Slacking or?
So then I'll put a message in here in their sheet. So right here, this one doesn't have it because it's old, but let me just make sure that I'm not do you need just a stage? So right here, I would put an agent note and then just put it right next to their notes. So I would put a message from the agent there, and then what I'll do is I'll highlight their lead. So this instead of being yellow, I'll put a blue on it just like this, so they know that those are the first ones to call. So if you guys get any of these blue lanes, those are the first ones you wanna call.
Is there a way
That's
to,
what it's gonna look like.
like,
But
if
you'll
you
have
tag
their-
somebody in there, will it automatically email it to them?
Not that I'm aware of.
Yes. Yes, correct. Yes. Now, keep in mind, sometimes the agents are gonna say, thank you for the offer, but seller's not interested in creative or whatever. I would still call that person because it's a response. Oftentimes, I've called those people and they end up giving me some other property, some other deal that they're working on because it'll work for that person and not the specific LOI that we sent. Does that make sense?
Would you be able to do a quick tag in Slack when somebody gets a lead? Because what I'm afraid of is that, like, if you go in here and highlight it, depending on when that is, people may miss it. Say, for instance, if it's after 3 o'clock and you highlight it at like 6 o'clock, they may not see it till the next day. But if we could tag them in Slack, you could do at Bob, you have a lead. Please check the spreadsheet. And then that way, there's some kind of notification system for them to check. Would you be able to do that?
Yes, I can go ahead and send out those. I can definitely do that. I definitely wanna encourage everybody though to look at their sheet. If you're making calls every day, you definitely should be looking at it every day. So hopefully a little more than once a day. But I can definitely do that, yeah.
Okay. Wanted to see, so have the status pending follow-up. Okay, and then they can.
So I want to make sure I've got the right sheet. The sheet I have has all the columns, but none of the leads. That's the way it's supposed to be, right?
Yes. So how many people do we have right now? Michael, is there 7 people here? I'm gonna write everybody's name down. Everybody that's on the call right now, you guys are gonna be the first ones to get leads, so.
Yes. So we have James, we have Bob, we have Nidra, we have Jason, we have Joshua. We have Sergio.
Which Sergio?
Nunez. And we have Owen, and we have Brian. So we have 8 people to make calls today.
Okay, perfect.
And then the list that you're gonna upload today, those are gonna be ones that you've sent offers out already on?
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
And then, because what we're gonna do is, we're just gonna call through that list today, even if, whether they receive the offer or not, we're just gonna call through it.
Absolutely, I think that's best, yeah. I just think if I can notify you guys about agents that are contacting us, we can make them just higher priority, but yeah, absolutely call everybody, I would definitely do that.
Okay. And then, so it looks like we need to create like a drop down in this template spreadsheet for everybody.
A drop down?
Yeah, where it says freshman name, so that we can assign those leads. Oh yeah, I see that one too. There's a tab.
Well, everyone has their name down here, so everyone's sheet's actually gonna have their own set of leads, see?
Oh, okay. So okay. Question is, are you manually putting those leads on everybody's tab, or is it an automation that?
No, I have to do that manually. So see, this is our sheet. I was using the other one as an example so people could see what it would look like.
Got it.
But their leads are gonna show, in address, guys, is where you're gonna see the leads. You'll have a phone number and an email, to contact the agent. But yeah, you'll each get today, each one of you.
Okay. Trying to think what's the fastest way that we can just get this done.
It won't take long. As soon as these, I just want the rest of the LOIs to go out.
Okay,
So I can have it done within the hour.
cool. And we're gonna call through that list, so if you can just put the list on here, and we're just gonna call through it, whether they receive the LOI or not. Because especially like since we're here now, we don't want to kill an hour. We just want to start calling.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me stop sharing and I can do that now then, and I'll start dropping them in there.
Okay, perfect. Sounds good. And then
Okay.
I'm gonna add some of this stuff to our like resources tab. Um, cool. Does anybody have any questions? Yeah. Once we have this, we're good to go. Okay. Here, let me give you guys these scripts.
How many responses do we have so far from emails for Valerie? Let me ask. Valerie,
What was that?
how many emails do we have as responses from agents so far?
I don't have any for us yet. That was from another team.
Okay.
Yeah. I just sent our LOIs out this morning.
I have a couple of responses we can call back to.
You did?
Yeah. Let me send the rest of these out.
I'm dropping a link in the chat for the script if you're joining us virtually. There's a link to the script. And then we can chat through this in just a bit too.
And hey, so just one thing that you guys probably want to be aware of too is that we're sending out LOIs using the LOI Blaster. We're also sending out offers on a Trek form to just beta test it and see what's working, what's not working. Maybe do an A/B test is a better way to describe it. So far, we've sent out about 30 contracts, offers on Texas properties that we're interested in. We've gotten 3 responses back. We're going to send out another 40 or so right now.
Well, Michael, did you drop the script?
Yes, in the Google Meet chat.
Oop, you're muted.
Yes, in the Google Meet chat.
Yeah, can you drop it again? I think when I went out.
Let me know.
Okay.
Did it come through?
Yeah.
So what this software does for me is it allows me to put the asking price and then the percentage that I want to put as an offer in relation to the asking price, and then it generates the offer, and it also attaches it to an email that we send directly to the agent.
So for quick access, I would highly recommend you guys drag and drop the link to that spreadsheet to your Chrome favorites, to your bookmarks bar. That way you don't have to go searching for it when you need it. Give you don't know how to do that, let me know. I can show you really quickly.
That'd be great if you could show it. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also, if I may, well, there's a little lull. Mike Jackson, Rima, I believe is how she pronounces her name. Her team was disbanded, and she was going to text you and see if there's a spot on here for her. Here, you know. I just wanted
What's
to
her
relay
position?
that, so because there's been so much chaos to try to get to relay messages to people.
What's her role, and then where's she located?
She's in SoCal, I believe Burbank, and she's a newbie technically, but I think she's really good on the phone. She says she can close a dead guy, so I can't say that.
Let's see.
For, you know, I haven't seen it, so
Yeah.
I can't verify, but that's what she said.
Yeah, that's a tall claim.
I told her, I said, that's pretty bold.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with her like joining. Yeah, if she can get in today and get caught up, then yeah, just send us her info,
Okay.
and then we'll get her set up.
Okay, cool.
So like how to set up the how to add a link to your bar. So first, so this is the favorites bar up here. Well,
Just breakfast done.
this is gonna be weird. Hold on. Okay. Is this still showing the affinity mirror? Or can you see? No, it's not. Okay.
Looks good.
Cool. So this is like the bookmark bar up here. So if yours is not showing like this, just go to the little hamburger menu up here where it says bookmarks and list. And then you will click right now on the hide mine, so hide bookmark bar. And then, so this is the standard way that Chrome looks. It hides that bar, but if you want to show it, you just click those dots and then go to bookmarks and list and click show bookmarks bar. And then it'll show you it right there. And then all you have to do is like grab the icon to the left of the URL and then drag and drop it into that bar, and then it's there. And then that way you can just click it and it'll take you to there, which will shortcut to it. Did that make sense?
It probably would if I used Chrome.
Oh, yeah. So what do you use?
Yeah, I'll upgrade, I guess.
What do you use?
I use Firefox.
Firefox? Yeah, I'm quite sure, yeah, Firefox can do it too. It's just...
Yeah, it works the same.
Oh, it does? Okay.
Yeah, 'cause I have both browsers open depending on what I'm working on.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Every browser is a derivative of Chromium. So.
Right. Cool. Let's talk through the script really quickly. Also, Casey, he sent some training links that you guys can watch later on today. We have some free time. So for today, we'll use the script. I put two options here. And so you can read through this and see which one you feel more comfortable with. Again, like the goal is for you to set an appointment for either Mike or myself as a closer, and we'll do the heavy lifting with handling like the objections and answering any specific questions. So you'll notice there's some dialogue in that script that you know, if you come across something that you don't know the answer to or you don't know how to handle, then you can defer to us. However, like Mike was saying, we definitely encourage you to challenge yourself and push that conversation as far as you can. And then so yeah, and then so I put some bullet points that you can hit too. But at the same time, like if this is your first time calling, and the first couple of ones you want to keep it like low pressure and easy, you have that option too. So the first one, so the first one is the appointment setter calling script, and it says, "Hi, this is LaMichael calling. Oh, we need a company name, and who are we sending offers to?"
That's the confusion, right? So through Valerie, I don't know who she sent it. I assume she sent it from her email.
Mm-hmm.
So is it coming from, like a custom domain, or is it coming from a Gmail?
I think it's coming from her Gmail, but it depends on what the LOI says, because it can come. So the LOI is going to have the company name, and it should not be ATX Pictures.
Right. Right.
Before we had a generic one, we just used Curry Group.
Mhm.
But like I don't care who. We just need to decide who we're going to send an offer from.
Just do it through Curry Group.
Curry Group. Okay.
Yep.
We'll do Curry Group. Okay. Cool. So we have to let Valerie know to update that on the LOI. All right. So Valerie, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Did you hear that conversation by chance?
No, I probably didn't. I just barely got back on. My computer just basically wipes me out of everything, so sorry about that, guys.
All good. We were just deciding on like a company name, and so we'll need to get that on the LOIs. What does the LOI say right now?
Double Arrow Investments.
Okay. Can we change that to Curry Group?
Yes, but not for all the ones that are already sent out.
What, you said double, what was it?
Double Arrow Investments?
Double Arrow Investments. Is that your company?
Yes.
Okay. And so I'm fine with it if we use that. And is that what we're going to send the offers out under?
That's what the LOIs are going out as.
Okay. And then also like if we
can do the contracts, I can be associated with whoever, so however we need to drop the contract eventually is up to you guys.
Okay. I think it'll be better just to have some continuity with the LOI and the offer that's going out. So whatever we're going to do the purchase agreement, like the official one, that's what should be on the LOI. If you want to do Double Arrow Investments, I'm fine with that. Or we can use a different one.
Okay. I can do the rest of them under Curry. What do you want me to put it as?
Actually, hold on. I'm about to backtrack that.
What are you thinking?
Because we did Curry Group. That's not the name of my LLC. My LLC is actually LDC Capital Holdings. So
Let's look. We're gonna be sending out a lot of LOIs.
yeah.
Let's just do Double Arrow.
Okay. Let's use double arrows. That's fine.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. So everybody's going to have to notate that down because that's the company you're going to reference on those calls. It's going to be Double
Arrow Investment Group spelled out,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Well, it's on the LOI.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on the LOI.
Okay. Do we?
Yep.
Oh, it looks like we have. Okay. So we have it's a couple of LOIs in the spreadsheets too that you can take a look at.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right. So, hi, this is LaMichael calling from Double Arrow Investments. How are you today? And so this is option one. This is just a basic appointment setting script. I'm new to the team and I'm not the one who makes the final decisions, but my job is to help coordinate and schedule appointments with the owner of the company. We'd like to have a quick conversation about how we can work together. Would you be available to speak with Mike Jackson Thursday or Friday at 1? So you don't have to use Thursday or Friday, but just give them two options. You can say today or tomorrow between 12 and 3. So right now we're trying to keep the calls between those hours of 12 and 3. And then so push as much as possible to set the appointment between those times. If it has to be after that, just are you going to do a calendar link too?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do calendar links, but we're pretty flexible. But just try to keep it between 12 and 3. That way we can take advantage of this time. And then you have a note there that you're highlighting the closer's role. Mike is the decision maker and has been working on a lot of deals lately, so they'll be the best person to answer any questions and discuss potential opportunities. And then so basically you're just letting them know, up front that like you're not the decision maker, your job is just to set the appointment.
Should we, since it's kind of convenient that our names are somewhat similar,
Mm-hmm.
should we just say Michael?
Michael, yeah, that's
And
fine.
then that way it can kind of go to both of us.
Oh, I like that. Okay. So Mike just brought up a good point, not to confuse anybody. You can just use Michael or Mike, either one
Yeah,
of those
sure.
is fine. Michael, and it'll refer to both of us. And then that way you don't have to get tongue-tied between LaMichael and Michael.
And then we'll make sure to rearrange all future teams to make sure that they have the two closers as the same name,
Yeah,
just to keep it real easy.
I was gonna say, did you guys plan that?
Yeah, we did. And then so you're going to go in and say, great, I'll go ahead and book the appointment. So that's option one. Actually, I think that script came from somewhere else, but it's a good tool. I actually like option two better, and then you're getting a little bit more information on that phone call. So you're calling hi, my name is Bob. Hi, my name is Bob with Double Arrow Investments. Sounds like your seller may be open to our offer. What can you share with me about the situation? So this is like responding. This is one of those, Valerie sent out the email and then they responded and said that they're interested. So it sounds like your seller may be open to our offer. What can you share with me about the situation? It's an open-ended question. Let them chat, let them talk. Some additional talking points you can use is bullet points for time frame, occupancy, and feedback. Those are super high level. So for time frame, you have a question such as when does the seller need to be sold by? For occupancy, you can ask, is it vacant or are they still living there? That's going to give you some level of motivation. If they've moved out already, there's a good chance that they're pretty motivated and they don't want to make two house payments. Feedback, what kind of feedback have you guys received? And then so those are some optional talking points. Again, you can push this conversation as far as you'd like. What I'd like to do is schedule a call to have you speak to my business partner, Mike, about all the details. He makes all the financial decisions. Looks like he has some availability today and tomorrow. Would one of those times work for you? Any questions about those?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, pretty base level script. Again, you can and again, like if you have a dialogue and you've been making calls and you have an approach that's been working, this script is just a suggestion, and feel free to push that conversation as far as you want. And then if you're in person, it's on the back side of the sheet. But the next part of the script is the proactive outreach script. So that's what we're going to be doing today. And then these are not leads that responded of interest. We're just calling them proactively to see if they got an offer and if they would be interested in it. Hi, my name is Bob with Double Arrow Investments. We sent you an offer on 123 Main Street. Wanted to confirm that you received it. So even if we haven't sent that offer already, just say that you did. It's going to keep it easy. And then everybody's like, oh no, I haven't received anything. Oh, no problem. I'm happy to go over it with you. And then so with that part, let's see. Depends on if we have the LOIs. Actually ready to reference. So with this proactive script, this was on the basis that the LOI as a lease generated. Well, what's going to happen is once the leads are here in the spreadsheet, these formulas are going to calculate a offer price. So even if the LOI has not been generated, you'll be able to see what our offer would be. And then so we would say that, we sent you, let's see, were there any questions I can answer it for you? That's if they received it. And then if they haven't received it, you can say it looks like, we sent over a cash offer of 322, whatever the cash offer number is. I think I want to rework this script. So if you open up the LOI, let me get a pen.
Where are you opening it up? Is it on the spreadsheet?
Yeah, it's on the spreadsheet.
Already? Because my spreadsheet was blank.
Yours is blank. Try refreshing it. It's on the template tab. She's still uploading them in there, but there's a couple that's in there. What do you say?
Looks like there's a couple listed from Colorado Springs.
That must be from a previous challenge. My guess is that it just hasn't been cleaned up fully yet.
There was a sheet. Okay, so there was a sheet. Michael, there was a sheet on an email much earlier.
With Becky? From Becky?
From Becky, is that the sheet you're doing? Because this other one's from Valerie, that doesn't even have.
Yeah. So the Valerie one, that's going to be the main one.
Right.
The one that Becky sent, we actually going to have to figure out how to bring that over here.
Okay. Where's the link for that?
That one is in an email somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll find it, but it's.
Let me just want to adjust the script for this one. The question is. I wanted to quickly see this. They do it. They do.
Thank you, Lizanne. Appreciate it.
So I've got a spreadsheet that,
Yeah, okay, yeah.
is that the one we're talking about? We're talking about the value.
The value.
So I've got the spreadsheet.
Okay.
Does your offer, it has just the cash offer on it, right?
Mhm.
Just the flexible.
I mean, the idea is initially it was to send out for low equity, and then just start to have the conversation. Oh, your seller can't do that because they don't have equity. Let me try to talk to you about this decision or this other choice, basically. We've gotten a lot of responses in the past few minutes. We probably have 5 or 6 to call on if we want to.
I'm trying to figure out whether we should have 2 different teams to not confuse dialogues, because one is going to be referencing like this LOI was had, which has like both of the options, creative and a cash offer,
Mhm.
and then but if they're responding to your email, then it's straight cash.
That's why I didn't send to any of those that are on her list, just to kind of A/B test it today.
Okay.
But I think what we do is we just keep it really consistent and probably just either use one or the other.
Yeah, I was gonna say either that or we just split like our team members in half, or we have like people just solely working on your. I'd love to split test it, but
It might be too
dialogues
complicated,
just be
though.
different. What's that?
It's going to be too complicated, I think, just to split the team up.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just easier if we just keep it consistent the whole way.
So we won't use your system.
We don't have to. I mean, this is really designed to use Myron's system anyway. I mean, I think we'll get more response this way, but maybe what we could do is this could also fill time a little bit.
Okay, you guys have a good relief for Crystal. I'm putting in some more, but there's some under Josh and some under Nidra.
Okay. I'm thinking like if we it's just, I mean, it's literally just pivoting this conversation around. If we were to, like, give you like maybe two of the guys that's here to call off of your list, and then they just would drop out. Because how I'm changing it now is with this proactive approach, where it's like, okay, we sent you off on 123 Main Street. Can you confirm that you received it? If they did, then were there any questions we can answer for you? If they didn't, then no problem. I have it here in front of me. I can certainly rescind it, but it looks like we presented 2 options: a cash offer for 2.
It's really just getting rid of the 2 options and saying, I submitted a cash offer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think if we want to do that, doing that in person is going to be really beneficial.
Which one?
Doing the cash offer in person,
Okay.
having those conversations, just because we can coach those a little bit easier, I think.
Okay. Who's sending out your offers, or are you sending them out?
I'm doing it personally. It's just coming from me.
Okay. Cool.
So in the LOI, guys, in the option 1, normally you can drop a number which would be cash to seller, and then our commission, the commission that we would pay the agent. I left those open because simply I think they can be negotiated, and it's placed in the email that I sent them as well, because there's an email that goes with the LOI, obviously. So it should be understood that those are negotiated, but it's very clearly stated that they'll be paid upfront. And in most cases, we can give them equity upfront. It's just going to depend on the deal, right? I just didn't want to box us in. But if you want me to send some of those with those numbers on them, I can do that. Usually the cash to seller is, it's usually around the ballpark of 20 grand. I mean, it's going to depend on, like, again, the ask and the property, the amount, and all that stuff. Obviously, the commission doesn't change. It's typically 3% for the agent that's listed on the LOI in a dollar amount. But again, if they don't have the equity that it looks like they do, then we have to lower that, right? So I've already run into this problem before, so that's why I took those numbers off. But depending on what you and Mike want to do, Michael, I can adjust that.
Okay. And then For, what's the percentage that this cash offer is? Is it,
So it's typically 65 to 75% of the ask, depending on the purchase price itself.
okay,
So, yeah, when you get like over 400 grand, we're doing more 70. If it's over 500 grand, it's usually 75%. Under 300 is about 65 to 70.
okay, got it.
Mm.
Oh, what were you saying?
I set those parameters to
That's
my,
a typo.
yeah.
Oh, no, it's not, it's just the resolution of my, it's on Gmail.
Oh, okay.
No, there are some of these that are typo.
Oh, yeah, okay. That's weird, let's see, okay. Some of the LOIs that, I guess your email address is not,
Doesn't have the L.
it doesn't have the L in Gmail. Some of them do, and I guess some of them don't. Which address is the one that doesn't? For Tim Keepers,
It's just a random one. Okay.
let's see,
Oh, okay, I see what
Here's another one.
you see it?
There's.
Yeah, I can adjust that, that's not a big deal.
Okay,
And it's not gonna affect them anyways, because my email is, they just have to respond to my email, or they can call me, it won't be, that's not gonna hold us up, in other words, but I'll fix it. Sorry about that.
all good. Okay. So let me finish with this script. We'll present it with two options.
So how long have you been in real estate?
Started in 2005.
Okay.
So various capacities, but yeah, about 20 years or so.
Okay. Awesome.
I was in commercial real estate for a little while, and then I was doing private equity, hedge funds, and then I decided to work for a family company. That companies that allowed me to do this stuff, not the big commercial stuff, but the stuff, which is great.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then you're just, this is a way to find deals, you're just adding them to your own portfolio?
So ideally, what I want to do is buy as many substitutes as I can and sell them on finance.
Okay.
That's kind of what I want to do.
Okay.
I've done a bunch of things in San Antonio. I want to continue to do those in San Antonio. I'll also move up to Dallas.
Okay.
Here in Austin, it's kind of hard to find.
So Mike, you're still sending contracts behind these, right?
That's what we're talking about right now.
Okay,
What are you doing?
That would be that would be a separate list. So, these ones that have LOIs generated, they're not getting the full contract. But,
Right.
and then I think he has a separate list that will get a full contract, so split
Yeah.
testing.
yeah, I think that should definitely still be implemented. I think the turnout would probably be good.
Okay.
I'm working with different.
Between the-
And it's about getting the right
Mhm.
What's that?
person where I can sort of.
I said
mentor
between the
under
two of us, I
and
think that'll be a good
get
turnout.
someone to be like,
Okay.
I built the 4 pillars. Now.
And then,
And then getting that across the finish.
do you have a template of what your email is saying?
To align yourself with the seller as much as possible.
I just want
Yeah.
to
Help you.
make
You mean-
sure.
Okay. Yeah, I
If
can
you
get,
want to buy your house,
Okay.
that's the scenario that you decide to go with.
hold on, it's okay.
For this outbound script, I just want to kind of match some of the wording.
It's a very highly motivated secondary market. It just takes a little more time.
Yeah.
Are you calling or door knocking?
Door knocking, and then I'm experimenting with different platforms to track. I just used the trial of Deal Machine. It was amazing. And so I can call like right on the spot and then just document my stuff. And I've just been going from system to system to find what works. But,
I'll send it to you on your email, Michael. I had to get off the computer and on my phone because it was messing me up.
Okay, sounds good.
So you can just call my man.
What's the quality of the data? Let's get close.
All right, there it goes.
Good.
I've been getting my data from a guy up in Dallas he's invested in a company that pulls it. And a separate map. I have an IT background, so I've been importing that. So I have a map program in Deal Machine. Before, like when I started off, I was just using the mapper and Notion. Notion's kind of and the Deal Machine's great because
Can you all hear me?
pictures and
Yes.
notes, and then I can just pull.
So I noticed the first couple here I looked at, they're showing off market, like listing removed as of September.
I need to get a couple of deals to capitalize my
Are
company.
we aware of that?
Totally.
Okay.
So property isn't gonna be as updated as MLS, but I'm putting in a parameter that they need to be sitting at least 90 days plus. So some of them are gonna be either probably
Well, it's including.
withdrawn. Sometimes they take them off also and then they relist them, so it looks like they've just been listed. So those kind of things are gonna happen.
That's a
Right,
that's
yeah, I'm familiar with that, but I guess and I'll go through the rest of them, because I'm not sure if that's the case or not.
That's a good point because the prop stream, sometimes their data isn't
Yeah.
100% accurate. So before you call, make sure you pull up that address on Google to make sure you're calling on an active listing.
Yeah.
I have some ideas as far as those.
And I think this spreadsheet, it's not populating that Zillow link.
It does everything in parallel.
So yeah, so you have to paste that Zillow link there.
So
So yeah, before you call, you're gonna
it's okay.
Google the
Has lots
address,
of great things,
look it up
but
on
also
Zillow, and
has
then paste that link into the spreadsheet.
how we really want to customize it.
And then
We do
if
a lot
it's
of
not
these opportunities.
if it's not active, don't call on it.
These aren't going to be the real deals at all in here, so whatever. But you can kind of see how we just do initial outreach, text response, no response.
So,
This is all
LaMichael,
the
are
same,
you don't
AI
want
generated,
agents,
so, yeah, we need to
like,
base
you know how
response
Pace
off
was,
of what they think the
just
response
wrangling
will be.
agents? You don't want that. You want deals. Is that what I'm hearing?
What's the
What do you
processing
mean
step that
wrangling
does that?
agents?
Well, like for instance, that call there,
Mhm.
that agent may have, listings that could possibly work. Do you not want us to call them at all, or?
Not right now, because and the only reason why is that after today, like we're gonna have hundreds of like leads to call through. So after today, we're gonna have like hundreds of leads to call through. So we want to go through the ones that are active on the market instead of focusing on the strictly on the building relationship part.
Gotcha. So we're cherry picking.
We are, yes.
Oh. Did they reply?
Yeah.
Then what was the reply? Does they actually positive, negative?
Yeah, I like that idea, but like that's going to be our fastest way to get a deal is something that's already on the market versus the
changes the
relationship
opportunity
building
status.
part.
And then it also puts it right back in, so you can see all these connections. It just goes
All right, Casey?
right back into the top, and then stretches them out, splits them out.
Hey, guys, how we
Ideally,
doing?
Going down the same
What I missed?
trees.
Hey, Casey.
So we
Good to
spent
meet everybody.
we spent like the last well all of this time, hour and a half, just getting systems in place. We have our Slack channel up, so that email is going to go out with the Slack channel, and then spreadsheet.
It's great.
The LOIs, we're still getting some LOIs out, and then so we're working through. We're basically laying the foundation today for everything, and then the goal is to just hit the phones here pretty soon and start calling through the list. Valerie, she's still uploading some of the leads to the list to the CRM, and
Right now, it's just manual.
but we do have another list that we might just start calling pretty soon here. I'm just tightening up the script here on some of those outbound calls. Yeah. Was there anything particular you wanted to chat about today?
No, I just figured I'd check in.
Okay.
Good to meet everybody, and then, and yeah, I finally, I've been telling Michael for a couple of days I'd have these videos, so the last 2 weeks I've probably processed, I see James, I think James has been on there. So good to see you, man. So we, the last 2 weeks, I basically, I mean, we went for several hours, we actually called people live, but I condensed it down to just like where I kind of went into like, hey, here's the big things I try to do on my initial call, right? And there's going to be the first video is just like the basics, like I call it the freshman 4, like 4 simple things you guys can try to get on the call, right? And not go too deep. Right, and then the second video is once you guys get more comfortable, actually I crossed it out, made it the freshman 5, because if you want to start to do some pre-negotiating and go a little further, you can. And I talk about some of the objections you might get. But again, video 2 is more advanced. Video 1 is like, I'm hoping it'll help you guys to start making calls today. And then I just want to be able to give you guys an opportunity to ask questions after that. So I'll share those after this meeting, or I can share them with Michael.
Cool. Yeah. I'll send it over. Like I sent them over some couple options for scripts and talking points that they can use, and then again, these are just suggestions, and then like I encourage everybody to just push as far as they can with those conversations, and I'm sure once they watch those videos too, they'll have some more tools to put in their tool belt that they can utilize.
Yeah, that sounds great. And then you guys will, I'll be able to, and then I'll get in touch with you, I guess, with Michael later in the week as they start getting questions.
I appreciate it.
I'll be back. I'm in Tampa today and tomorrow at a mastermind, and then I'll be back Thursday to be helping make calls and go deeper.
Okay. Are you here tomorrow?
Yeah, and I can make some time tomorrow. I'll be here tomorrow, but it's a little bit more flexible, so I can be on tomorrow.
Okay. What I'm thinking, so Casey is our designated coach for the team. And then he's going to be like a good sounding board that he can answer some questions for you guys, push you through some of those conversations. If there's an opportunity for him to like listen to some live calls, he can provide some feedback too. Casey, are you available tomorrow, 12 to 12:30 for their Central Time?
That should be 12 to 12:30 Central tomorrow. Yeah, that should work.
Okay, cool. So, because what we'll do for this week, 12 to 12:30 will be like our daily huddle, and then from after 12:30 is when we'll like hit the phones.
Okay.
So from 12 to 12:30, we'll work out any additional kinks, and then also if there's anything that you want to cover at that time, and if it's any questions that people have about their phone calls or anything like that, that would be the time to handle all of that.
Okay, awesome.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay.
And if you guys do record them, we'll get into like call reviews and stuff like that too.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
that'd
that's
be
a good
great.
step. But honestly, I'm saying that out loud, but I'm also realizing how long it could be. I want to be careful that I don't commit to that because that could be a lot of time. But I want you guys to bring your questions tomorrow for 12 to 12:30.
Right. Yeah, and I think we set the stage with this challenge too. We definitely want this to be more action oriented. So we're going to try to stick to that 12 to 12:30 to handle anything, and then if we can't handle it, then we're going to have to park it for a minute, just so we can spend more time on the phone and calling leads.
Love it. Cool. Awesome.
All right.
Well, that's good. I just want to check in, so I'll let you guys keep doing your thing.
Cool. Awesome, man. Thanks. I appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. Keep up the good work, guys. Excited to have you all on the team. See ya.
All right. See you later. All right. So this script is almost done, guys.
So this thing fills in all of the information, which is really nice. But I also have this kind of preloaded, so this is a field that's always there. I always put $1,000 down and sort of spot it.
All right, maybe yes.
For example,
That's for you, so they did, no problem. I have it here in front of me. It's like we presented two options, cash offer for books. So the open to that, the other option is a flexible financing option. We could offer this.
I always fill this stuff out here. It's really easy, but then my name is right there. Awesome.
Let me look at this email really quick.
It's really impactful because the communication itself is simple, and then everything that backs it up is completely professional.
It's right there.
Email,
Also, do
template.
if you really wanted to,
Love
is
to make listing understand.
say I have your proof of funds. Just make it really easy. Hey, I've attached proof of funds in my contract. If you have any questions, give me a call. If not, I'll follow up with you shortly. Whatever it is.
Okay. And then if, I totally see it, and then if they engage that, then you're playing ball. And now it's just about reconciling the negotiation.
The engagement on this is like 3 times, 4 or 5 times higher than what would be for the LOI. Because with LOI, it's like, hey, I might be willing to pay this. Here, it's I am willing to pay this. Here's a
We
form.
can offer flexibility.
So that's why this
To
is
ask
so much higher
price.
than the LOI. That's why I like doing this instead of seminars. Cool. Yeah. So that's what we're up to.
Very cool.
Yeah. It's fun stuff. It's a lot of fun.
Awesome. Well, I'm gonna pick your brain in the next couple of days. I really
What
look
did
forward to it.
And after two. Cool. After two. We have some deals that we can call on. Do we want to make some phone calls?
Yeah, yeah. I am literally almost done with this, and then we can start calling. Cool. I think this is good to go. We could offer closer to asking price. Pay your commission, take over the existing financial journey. I'd like to hear more about that option. What I'd like to do is schedule a call to have you speak to my business partner. Okay. All right, guys. So let's go over this proactive script. All right, so I've updated this proactive outreach script with the two options that they received the LOI and with the option that they haven't received it. Okay. So, hi, my name is Bob with Double Arrows Investments. We sent you an offer on 123 Main Street. Wanted to confirm that you received it. So if they did receive it, it's like, awesome. Were there any questions we could answer for you? And then, so from there, that's where you can skip down and you can do these optional talking points and schedule an appointment. If they have any questions about it, you can always, again, defer, like, hey, let me get you in contact with my business partner that make all the financial decisions. Looks like he has some availability today. So that's if they received it. If they haven't received it, then you go into, okay, no problem. I have it here in front of me. I can certainly resend it to you. And then, so make sure you have your spreadsheet handy. And it's like, looks like we presented two options, a cash offer for $300,000. Do you think your seller will be open to that? They're like, oh no, that's, too low, screw off. Well, okay, awesome. Figured that you probably wouldn't be open to it, or the seller wouldn't be. The other option is a flexible financing option. And that's where we could offer closer to asking price. We could pay your commission and take over the existing financing. Would you like to hear more about that option? And then if they say, oh, what does that look like? What do you mean by that? Again, feel free to answer as many questions as you can. And then otherwise, you jump into the appointment, setting the appointment. All right. Any questions about that?
So you're gonna drop the link to that somewhere so we can get it?
Say it again.
You're gonna drop a link in somewhere?
Yes. Yeah, because we'll have to reprint these other ones. All right. Bam.
And you said you're doing a Calendly. Is that going to be for both you and?
Yeah, we'll work on that too as you guys get started on the calls. We'll set up our Calendly links and make sure you have those. Just for now, just schedule any appointments between 12 and 3 for this week.
Okay, so there'll be a Calendly for each of y'all, not just one that y'all share.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, just schedule it for 12 to 3 this week, and then any off chance somebody can't do it, just ask them, say, hey, when would you be available? And then just write that down, and we'll do our best to accommodate it until we get those Calendly links set up.
Yeah, I would put black guys calendars up so you look. Put your black.
Oh wait, I can't hear you. There's some feedback.
Suggesting for them to put the appointments in Slack until you guys get those calendars up, so you guys only have one place to look for an appointment.
Okay. Okay, yeah, that sounds good. Cool, let me see how we're looking on. All right, I think Mike has some leads that he's gonna distribute. You have some leads to distribute? About how many do you think you have?
10.
10? Okay, awesome. So he has 10.
To James or Brian.
What's that?
If he can give those to James or Brian, they're the only two left that need leads off of this list right here off of the people we have right now.
And me.
Everyone else has a list of leads.
Do you have Owen?
Yes,
He has leads.
yes.
Okay. Let's see.
Bob, Nidra, Jason, Joshua, Sergio, and Owen. I'm just missing Brian, Brian and James, they need leads.
Okay.
I don't see any leads under mine. This is Bob under my tab.
Make sure you scroll to the right, because I didn't see them at first either. So the first couple of columns are blank, so scroll all the way to the right.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you'll need to scroll to the right or left. There's quite a few people. So just look for your name, and then you gotta click on your name at the bottom, and then come up.
All right, so you want us to start calling these people now then?
Yes, let's do it.
Where's the link for the appointment?
So just schedule any appointments right now for 12 to 3 this whole week. And we're going to be
Right.
working on our calendar.
I don't want.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for, the calendar. I'm not trying to double book.
Yeah, right now we're going to be working on that, but we don't want that to be a bottleneck right now. So just any time between 12 and 3, and we're just going to accommodate it. Like even if it's 2 appointments at like 3:15 or whatever, like we'll work through it. And if we call them 15 minutes late, that's fine. But we're going to work on that now, the calendar link.
So Josh, on your sheet, you can put in the notes, you can put an appointment date and time on your sheet for them. And
Okay.
then the status, change that to appointment for closer when you have an appointment. And it'll alert them that they need to look in there and see.
Yeah, I actually had to scroll down a little bit to find my appointments. They were like number 35 or something. But all right, I'll get started.
Should I grab a couple of these guys?
Oh yeah, that's a
Some
mistake.
phone calls
I'll
on
move
the
them up
stuff
for
we
you.
have
I'm
here
sorry
just
about
to
that.
do
I
it.
don't know how that happened.
Our group right here, should
I'll fix
we
it.
go super formal and put it into the spreadsheet?
Yeah,
What the heck?
she said that I guess it's 2 people, James, that they don't have any leads to call, so maybe leave a couple to them.
Since what we're doing here, or at least what I did this morning, is a little bit different. I wonder if we just, for the sake of simplicity, keep these guys can call these things right here today, and then from today on or from tomorrow on we'll just do hers.
Okay.
So if I click on the Zoom link and it comes up off mark, I didn't note that in the remarks.
How do you want to get them the leads? Can you copy them on the sheet, or will they go into the same?
I'll create a separate spreadsheet.
Okay.
I'll just drop them in here.
Okay. You have 10 leads?
I have about 10.
Okay. So split those up maybe between 2 people that's here? Okay. And then we can take, let me see. Valerie. Uh-oh.
Who is this?
Oh,
I don't.
it's LaMichael. Who did you say still need leads?
Jason,
Brian.
I'm lost where to find it.
Jason and Brian.
No, Jason has leads.
Okay.
Oh.
James and Brian do not.
James and Brian. Okay, cool. Well, we have leads for Brian.
Oh. Okay, yeah.
And then for Jason, let's take half of Bob's leads and give them to James, because Bob's going to call off for some leads that Mike has. Okay. Okay. We're going to split it
I'm
up.
gonna take Bob and Brian.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, do you guys want to?
Yeah, it's crazy
come
how
over
many
here with me?
J's there are
And
here.
we'll make some phone calls over here.
So yeah, Bob and Brian.
You guys want to make some phone calls now?
Can go with Mike.
Can you rewrite the script?
I did, and I dropped a link, and actually it should be updated in the Slack thing.
James doesn't have any leases.
James doesn't have any. Yeah, let's take what's that? Let's take half of Bob's lead.
So what I'm going to do here is kind of walk you through. These are going to be different. We're not going to do this again tomorrow. It is confusing to do this.
Okay.
So I'm going to walk you through just the responses I've gotten back, and then we can call. It's nice to see how they responded, right?
Oh, sure.
So what we'll do is we will go through, and maybe we'll just kind of take turns going through. As we do it, we can forward the email to ourselves, to you or Bob, and then at least you guys will have the chain of communication, so you can kind of follow up that way, if that makes sense.
Okay. And as we get information that might be useful to you, where should we put that?
That's where that's why I won't do this again. Yeah,
part.
it's just a little bit complicated. But I think what we can do is, let's see. For the time being, what we can do is just maybe open up a Word document, write some notes there.
Okay,
and
sure.
then maybe you can email me if there's something of
Significance.
yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And then, when can I schedule you? Like somebody's like, yeah, we want to talk to him.
So anytime between 12 and 3 the whole week, I'm leaving that whole time available.
All right.
So whenever they're available, I'm cool with. I think it's nice if it's not done right away.
Okay.
It kind of pay that person support or whatever. They don't have time on their schedule, but how about 2:30 or whatever? I think that's fine.
And I'll try to give you a range, like, well, hopefully he can call you around 2:30, but it could be early as 2, and if that doesn't work, he might call you at 3.
Yeah.
Or something like
Yep,
that.
exactly. Perfect.
What are we doing now?
Okay, cool. So I got a bunch of responses to the offers that we sent out here. So what we're going to do is just start to make some phone calls through these. So there's no good way to do this. That's why it's clunky. We're not going to do this again. But this is going to provide us with a little bit of action at least. So what I'm going to do is kind of rotate. So Brian's going to go first. You're going to call Gabriel.
Okay.
And what we'll do while we're doing this is we'll look up the property just so you can get a really good idea of what's going on here. The good thing about Gabriel is that he responded by saying, look, I'll give you a call shortly. I do have a couple questions. Okay, so they're open, it sounds like, to something. So let's take a quick look at the property here. Have you ever had a phone call like this with an agent?
I don't think so. It's been a while if I have.
Okay, cool. Let's do this then. What if I made the first one?
Okay.
Is that helpful?
I did review. There was somebody getting some coaching in the freshman room last night, so I got a little bit of direction. Try to gain some information and schedule a call.
Perfect.
Figure out if there's interest.
Perfect. Okay, great. So what I'll typically do on this is, as I'm making the phone call, I just like to hammer through the phone calls. Here I'm going to take a little bit more time. But what I like to do is just, while the phone is dialing, look up the address on Zillow, for example, so I can see it. So let's just do that. Now, these are properties that have been on the market for 90 days plus. You can tell that this thing's been renovated. Whether it's...
Where are these located? Oh, Dallas.
This is Dallas. So it looks like they've done a pretty good job on the inside. Okay, so at least I know that. Let's take a look at the description to see what it says. Huge price drop, completely gutted. This is a relist. You can tell that they relisted it with a price drop.
So it suggests that someone's doing a flip and now they're stuck.
They're stuck.
There's really no substitute opportunity because they've got money probably.
Well, this has lots of equity. That's what I find really interesting here. So This one looks like it was just purchased cash. So it's kind of a hard money scenario, however, just cash only.
Oh, cool.
So they have no payments. But they are having some trouble selling it. And one thing we can do here, we can also do it in Zillow to just verify that the information is correct, is take a look at the listing history. So you can see that it was originally listed, let's see here, right here, 327.9, July 11th. They lowered it, couldn't sell it, lowered it, couldn't sell it, kept lowering it, couldn't sell it. Then they put it back on the market at 325, so even higher, no, I guess right around the same price. Long story short, they keep dropping it. They've dropped it 50 grand and still can't sell it. So, that's the conversation we're going to have with them is basically, hey, it looks like this thing's been on the market. It looks like you guys have adjusted the price. What's going on? Why isn't it selling? Right? Typically with an agent, I don't care about 4 pillars. It doesn't really matter to me at all because, I know 3 of the 4 pillars when I call an agent, right? I know sales price, I know condition, I know motivation. Well, let me back up here. I know timeline, right? They want to sell it today, not yesterday.
Yeah.
In this case, they want to sell it 6 months ago.
Yeah.
I don't know the motivation, and I don't really care, right? Because if I'm working directly with the agent, there's no way I can lean on that motivation with them, right? It doesn't hurt the agent as much as it hurts the seller that they keep making payments, for example. You know what I mean? So let's call. I'm going to do this a little bit differently just so we can all listen to it here. Gabriel. Okay. Hello.
You have a new lead. Press any key to connect.
Good afternoon. This is Mike.
Hey, Mike. This is Mike Kennedy. I'd actually just gotten an offer from you, except the subject line, email, the body was all blank, and the contract was blank on the property address. I'm just trying to figure out what property you're offering on.
Yeah, my fault there, Mike. I apologize. I was making an offer on, let's see here. Let me just double check. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to open up my computer here.
Got it.
Okay. This one was for Renwick Drive.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, we're currently working an offer at 380, so the 279.9 wouldn't be a consideration right now. So
Awesome.
I'll still present it to the seller because I'm legally obligated to, but just kind of a heads up there.
Yeah, I appreciate the insight there. The property that we're talking about on Renwick, it's been on the market for a while, right?
Yes, correct.
Is it a newly rehab property?
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay, cool. Do you typically work with rehabbers or is your business retail?
I'm only focused on working with investors to try to resell properties that they're having trouble with or that are facing foreclosure and working short sales with hard money lenders. That's typically the primary source of my business.
Awesome. So the property that we're talking about right here, this is an investor who's a flipper who, did they buy it through you as well? Now they're selling it through you?
Correct.
Oh, very cool. That's awesome. Well, we're looking to do some fix and flips up there. I'd love to have some representation if you're looking for any more investor clients.
Yeah, for sure. Give me a shout. I don't know what areas you're looking for, if you have boots on the ground, but I'd be happy to help.
Yeah, so I'm in Austin. We're expanding out into Houston. What we've done here, just so you know, is typically what I do is I buy homes, I renovate them. I'll do the BRRRR method if that makes sense to you. We'll refinance it. We keep them in our portfolio for Section 8 tenants. And we're looking to do the same thing down in Houston. However, we're also doing some higher end flips, which is ideally what we want to do in Houston. So, if you, what's the best way to work with you? Is it to just do you have opportunities that come to you that we can potentially buy from you?
Yeah, I mean, I would say, if we're 100K off on the first one, probably won't be something we'll ever consider. I know you got to get it cheap enough, but I'm typically working with people that are right on the cusp of, scraping clean and recouping their, equity, getting out of the deal. Kind of like a last resort type of scenario, helping people get out of their, their situation if something's come up on a flip and they got to sell it or refinance, whatever the case may be. So opportunities are there, but my goal is always to protect the buyers or protect the sellers on these to make sure they're recouping the most they possibly can to get clean on a deal. So
Sure.
I'm really, for the acquisition side of view on this, probably wouldn't there be no alignment just because I'm trying to squeeze out as much as possible. But like if we catch it early enough, sometimes there's some opportunities to see if anybody's interested when the rehab's just getting started and the person's already hit some trouble. So there may be an opportunity there on the front end, but not ones like these.
Yeah, no, I get it. I was more referring to, if you were to represent us on the buy side, if you ever come across those types of opportunities, we'd love to work with you.
For sure, all the time. Yeah, I mean they're pretty frequent if you're in Houston. So yeah, if you want to send me what your typical buy box is, what you're looking for, I'm happy to kind of start looking for y'all if there's anything that you're hungry to get at.
Okay, cool. Let me ask you one last stupid question before I let you go. The investors that you're working with who are fixing and flipping, do you have relationships with lenders that are sort of preferred, or are you guys always looking for new lenders?
I work for a hard money lender, so it's kind
Awesome.
of the beauty of it all is I work for the hard money lender that helps kind of mitigate these issues within the default. So yes, I have contacts to hard money lenders as I represent a bank that is a hard money lender.
Amazing. That's awesome. Okay, cool. Well, let's make sure to stay in touch, Mike. Thanks so much for the call.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Okay. Not a great call. However,
So essentially, the hard money lender, it sounds like, says, hey, we got some things that are going on, and we're just about ready to have to foreclose on this. Can you take care of it and solve this?
potentially, yeah. Yeah.
So he started the price high, so they might get a little bit out of it. He's dropping it down so they're about at the break-even point.
Yeah, let's take a look at this property too. It's always complicated when they call you midstream. You're trying to find which property they're referring to, but let's take a look. Part of the issue with this one is that it was a newly renovated property.
Right.
Right. So, yeah, I mean it's a beautiful property. The chances of us getting this at a discount are very slim.
Right.
So, let's take a look at PropStream and see who owns this, so we can just get a really good idea of who he works for, actually. Hardcore Homes, LLC. Yeah, you're exactly right. So Hardcore Homes is probably the acquisition side of the LLC, or the hard money lending company. Hardcore Homes, I misspelled it. Yep. Yeah. So, in a perfect world, what we're looking for was not that, right? We're looking for an opportunity where the property's been on the market for a long time, they're feeling pain. In this situation, they don't care. And it's awesome that they're getting an offer at 380 or whatever, which is $100,000 more than what we're submitting. So, those kinds of deals are just going to fall through the cracks here a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's do this. I'm going to take us off our live here, and then let's go back. Let's call Gabriel here. So,
All right.